Sure, Noblesville may be a beautiful place to live in, but it does have some serious disadvantages. So, if you are seriously considering moving here, don't pull the trigger just yet. Watch this video before you make that decision. If this is your first time to this channel and you want to know everything about living in Indianapolis, Indiana, and the surrounding areas just like Noblesville, then hit the subscribe button below, tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market in Indianapolis and of course the surrounding areas like Noblesville. In spite of the many benefits that Noblesville offers its residents, it has quite a few disadvantages as well. Topmost for me is it's far. It's really far. Well, let me tell you a story. When I first came here in 2008 and I met my husband, we were living in Indy and we were both investors and we ended up purchasing a property through an auction that is a single story, over 4,000 square feet, fully finished basement, 9-foot ceilings, the works. And we tried to flip it, but as you can imagine, back in 2008, the market was completely the opposite of the crazy sellers market that we're having right now. So we didn't really want to just give it away. So my husband said, well, why don't we just move into it? By the way, this home was actually in Noblesville. And my husband thought, well, instead of selling it for less money, why don't we just move into the home? And I'm like, no way in. It is so way out there. Now, a few months later, I got pregnant and we decided we needed to move to the suburbs. And you guessed it right, we ended up living in this house in Noblesville. Now, I have to tell you, if you never have to go anywhere, if you work in Noblesville, like in our case, we worked from home. We owned real estate, but they were managed, so we didn't have to go anywhere else. I mean, it's fine. It's perfect. But so now that we're living in Indy again, every time I go to Noblesville, it just feels so far. I don't know. It feels like it takes 30 minutes at least to go anywhere. Number 2. If you are looking for diversity, you are not going to find it in Noblesville. It is possibly among the least diverse cities in central Indiana. So let me tell you another story. When I used to live here, while dining in a restaurant, I overheard a girl asking her colleague, "What is she?" Well, some 13 years later, I would like to think that everyone in Noblesville can identify me now. Unfortunately, though, the statistics have not changed. In fact, the very small population of foreign-born individuals living in Noblesville has in fact gone down over the years. Number 3, high rent. So, even if homes are more affordable here than in the neighboring cities like Carmel, Fishers, and Westfield, the cost of rent in Noblesville is much higher than in most parts of the state. So, if for whatever reason you are not able to purchase a home yet and you need to rent first, well, then you can expect to pay higher rents here than elsewhere. Number 4, no nightlife. If you're looking for a place with a lot of nightlife options, Noblesville is not exactly the place for you. Especially for young people, there's just not a cool night place to hang out. You're gonna have to either drive to Indy, Carmel, maybe even Fishers, or just anywhere but Noblesville. Number 5, public transportation. Now, Noblesville has very limited public transportation options, which can really be frustrating, especially if you don't have a car. Now, when we were living here, I swear I never saw a single public bus. So I hopped on the public transit website, do a little bit of research on Noblesville transportation, and it is really strange because they actually made very specific mention that they are a curb service only. It also mentioned that it requires a 24-hour advance notice for the service. And it just gets progressively stranger as you read on. And if you're not at the bus stop when the bus gets there, there are consequences. I will get a car. If you can't, I will not live here. Okay, so there are a few other things like job options. Some people are saying that there are not as many job options locally. They say that you might have to go outside the city for better job opportunities. Some are also saying that it takes 30 minutes for help to come when you call 911. Yikes. Now, I don't have firsthand experience with either of these, so I can't attest to them. Nevertheless, I feel I need to mention what some people are saying. So, I hope this video has given you the information that you need to make an informed decision about whether or not living in Noblesville is right for you and your family. Now, living in Noblesville sure is not perfect, but it does have some huge benefits that few other cities can offer. So, if you have not watched my video on the advantages or the pros of living here in Noblesville, I will put a link to it in the description below. I appreciate very much all your support. I absolutely love it. Again, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or schedule a Zoom call if you want to meet in person, and I'll be happy to help you make a smooth move to Indianapolis or the surrounding areas just like Noblesville. I will see you next time. Cheers.